There's a lot over there.
This is Sumner Lake. Look at the available primitive camping. Pretty cool. Beautiful views, fluffy clouds, good puppy dogs, water, and it definitely gets a lot of day use too. Hey gang, Sally here. I just thought I'd hop in while I was in the middle of editing this because there's not really much to give you kind of context. So what we got going on today basically is almost my entire morning walk with Kit. Not really, because it took a whole lot longer than I left in the video for you. But I wanted to share that with you, and basically I'm giving you a tour of Sumner Lake Campground as we go, sharing a lot of pretty flowers and some of the spectacular views and so forth. And the other reason that I really wanted to jump in right now is that I'm not going to say this at the end, but I want to let you know that I appreciate each and every one of you for watching my videos. And I always appreciate when you stay to the end. Leave a comment down below, hit the thumbs up, be the doer of all things. And thanks again so much for watching. Enjoy the video. Well, you know how to know when the deer have all crossed the road?
How?
When the buck crosses the road too. Because you know why?
Why?
The buck stops here.
Okay, got it.
Just a thing. At least that's what I used to tell my motorcycling students. That's a doe.
Bye-bye, dear.
A deer. It's a female deer. Oh dear. Well, Kit's staring them off, but there go the deer. Kit, we like deer. We like deer. Okay. Okay, that's enough. Kit, all those deer ran away. They did. They all ran away. All gone. All gone. All gone, Jazz. All gone, Kit. We're camped across the street in the Pecos campground, which has electric and water. Dump station is up there at the top of the hill. And right now we're in the Mesquite campground, which is primitive. The sites have water only. And many of them are pretty unlevel, like this one. What's surprising to me, though, is how many people are still tent camping. And in fact, there's at least one tent camper in the electric side that we're in as well that's been there for a few days. It's also interesting how many houses are right up along the lake as well. So Kit and I are just out for our morning walk, and I thought I'd share some of the campground with you, as well as some of the microflowers. Check these out. And these. And those. And these. There are an amazing number of flowers here, actually. There's some little white ones right back there by the bush. Quite a few different types of flowers. Lots of yellows. Check these out. How cool is that? I've really been enjoying all of the different flowers we've been seeing. Oh, and of course these tent campers are the type that love playing music. So, oh, and they parked right next to these other people that have been here for a few days. Makes me wonder if they know each other or not. Might have to overdub to keep from getting a copyright strike. And there's a playground right down here. and a group shelter on the other side of it that had been occupied by a couple of families over the weekend. This is Sunday morning. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to those of you that care, or are mothers of any sort. Oh yeah, those people are still down at the group site down there. So yeah, pretty nice campground overall. I think Kit and I are going to head down the Discovery Trail this morning. Got some cacti here. Look at the pretty blooms on the cacti there, though. How cool is that? And we got a bird. And the campground continues on around, makes a full loop. But we're going to head down. This is the trail to the Comfort Station. That would be the bathrooms and bathhouse right down there. We're going to head down to the Discovery Trail and take a look at that. I want to see how many people are left on the beach till. Here's the visitor center, but so far it hasn't been open any of the times I've been down here. There's a ranger parked here. I wonder if there's anything in the visitor center to see. I think we're going to go see if we can take a look. There's a sign up on the wall at least. I mean, it says closed, but it always says closed. Let's see what the sign says. Welcome to Sumner Lake State Park. Just had a look at the beach. It looks like there's still a fair number of people down there. So maybe we'll go back down there later this afternoon, or we'll do our walk tomorrow morning down there. What's cool about the beach is beautiful. And what's cool is you can primitive camp there, which I totally would have done had I not been basically out of propane when we got here. And so, come on, Kit. So this is the Discovery Trail. We've done this a few times. You gonna smell the flowers? More pretty flowers. Okay, let's go down the Discovery Trail. Go ahead. So it did rain some last night, but it was predicted to rain all day yesterday. Cool little picnic table up there. And there's shelters and barbecue grills and trash cans down there. I think that's supposed to be like for day use, but I guess you can camp there too, because you can drive down there. And at least at one of the state parks that we've been to, they said primitive camping in the day use areas was fine. So, actually that was two of them, I think. Kit doesn't often walk ahead of me. He usually goes behind me, and so I'm forever turning around to see where he is. But today he's taking the lead. You going off trail? We're going this way. Good job. He is so smart. We're going to give him a little privacy for a moment. What a handsome boy. What a handsome boy you are. It's true. It's true. And look at these pretty purple flowers. I forget what this is called. I think it's brittle bush, maybe? And this cactus is just starting to bloom. Beautiful lakeshore over there. Okay, go ahead, Kit. Go ahead. Good job. whatever this is starting to bloom. I don't know what that is. But it sure is pretty. I've really enjoyed all of the boulders along the trail. So has Kit. He likes to smell all the flowers too, though, and pretty much everything else. We're now heading up here, and this will be pretty much the end of the Discovery Trail. I think it's about a half mile long, and then we're going to take the road back around to the electric camp. Got boulders all along the edge. Oops. Down there by the lake as well. And then you've got the really handsome puppy dog. Kit, Kit, look at me. You didn't have to come back, just look at me. What a good boy. There's the dam right over there. And you go over the dam to the other side of the lake. And there's the east side campground and more primitive camping. Get a pretty good view of the lake out this way. Super cloudy, supposed to clear up later. We'll see if it does. But in the meantime, we're right back up here at the road. So we're going to continue our walk before Kit decides to go swimming. Hi, Kit. Come on. And there is a fair amount of elevation gain coming up this trail. So that's why I'm breathing kind of hard. You can kind of see the non-electric campground down there. Let me zoom in. But we're going to follow the road up and around the other side. Okay, so let's turn around first. We just came up this road from the Discovery Trail, and the only thing down this road is an overlook point with a little circle you can drive around. And up here, we're going to be turning right, heading back toward the Park Office Visitor Center and the main campgrounds. And up there ahead of us, as you can see, it's one way, do not enter. That's the entrance road from the park. And there's a flagpole way up there, which I have a picture of, and I'll try and remember to pop in here so you can see what the entrance looks like. So you come in through this road, and then you turn left to go down to the campgrounds. Come on, Kit. And this makes for quite a pleasant walk. I think altogether it's about 1.25 miles, 1.33 miles, something like that. To me, this seems to be, at least at this time of year, this is the middle of May, almost the middle of May, seems to be an underused campground. Not that many people here. There was a trailer in the site next to mine for the past 2 nights. They pulled out early this morning, so they were definitely weekenders. And yeah, normally I don't like walking along roads, but there's no traffic here to speak of, so that's kind of nice. We're still on the entrance road here, heading toward the Visitor Center Park headquarters. But I wanted to point out these couple of sites on the right-hand side. These two here are first come, first serve. And there's a third one down here that's reservation only. I don't think these even have water. But for me, if I were going for a non-electric site and didn't want to be on the beach for some reason, I would choose one of these two, because they're right up overlooking the water. And they're lovely sites, and they have trash cans, so that's nice. But we're going to cut through the basketball court and back through the other side of the Mesquite water-only loop and get back to our camp over there. There are two comfort stations here. The one that we walked by earlier, and then there's another one that's closer to where we're camped in the electric loop. My experience with the shower and the one that's closest to us has been uneven. First couple of times I used it, it was just way too hot. And my hair didn't feel quite clean. Even though the third time I used it, the temperature was okay. And I've rinsed and rinsed and rinsed and rinsed, thinking maybe I had been in a hurry because it was way too hot and left soap residue on my hair. But no, I think maybe they don't filter the water that goes through the bathhouse, because I'm using the same water in my tank, and I've washed my hair at home and it feels absolutely fine. So who knows? I can see the ranger up there at the entrance to the electric campground. I usually only give you a snippet of our morning walk. Today's a bit different. Hope you're enjoying it. Please let me know in the comments down below. Probably would be enjoying it a little bit more if it were sunny, but then so would I. And maybe it'll be sunny later. So here we go. We're leaving behind the Mesquite campground, and we're going to walk across the street to Pecos. Here comes a ranger. Site number 1 is a pull-through. Pretty level. You'd be parking behind your shelter, although depending on how big your rig is, you could probably get next to your shelter too. Pretty sure I could. That's the camp host over there. There's our tenter over there. Somebody was parked here in site number 2. Come on, kid. When I went out for my walk this morning, but they're already gone. And somebody had made a reservation for this site through the 12th, I think, for like 4 nights. And this is the thing that happens, guys. People make reservations and then they don't show up. Got a group down there. And they don't cancel because it can actually, I'm like, especially if you're canceling the day before a reservation and it's only for a night or two, it can actually end up costing you more money than it did to make the reservation to begin with. So people aren't canceling. This is 11. That's a nice long site. That one over there has a motorhome in it. This is site number 3. And then kind of interesting, down here along the edge, I'll show you where I am in just a second. So here in order you have 6, 7, 8, and 9. There's a big gap between 7 and 8, and there's a big gap between 5, where I am, and 6. Each of these sites share a water hose, and the pedestal is double-sided. So a couple of caveats. In order to reach the electric pedestal, you may need the extension cord. That's what I'm using. And if both of you want to hook up to water, having a Y-splitter would be a really good idea. There's another group area up here just past us, and then the shower and bathroom up there at the top of the hill. So these two, 4 and 5, are first come, first serve electric sites, and we're taking our full 2 weeks here. So we got lucky, we didn't make a reservation, and we were able to get electric sites. I'm going to show you the utility hookup a little more closely, just so you can see what I'm talking about. So here I am. I want to check my surge suppressor again. Oh, good. when I came out this morning, I knew I was having a problem. I turned my electric heat on inside, and my Victron inverter kept cycling for low voltage. And I came out and looked at it before we left, and it turns out that indeed I had a low voltage fault on the surge suppressor, which protected me. So awesome for that. I highly recommend my Progressive Industries surge suppressor. Okay, so here's the water hose, right? And you see this spigot right here on top. Yeah, that doesn't work. So you really need a splitter if two people want to hook up to water at the same time. Not a big deal to me, because basically I just fill up my tank and then I run off of my water pump. So yeah, I'm using an extension cord to be able to reach over there. I'm also, sorry about the sniffling, I'm also not square in my sight, which is actually kind of cool. So I've got a pretty good setup in terms of sun exposure that I've really been enjoying. Got a couple more flowers for you we haven't looked at yet. Look at these pretty yellow ones right here. And when they die off, they kind of turn orange, which is pretty cool. So really been enjoying it here. Our time here is almost done. But I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Let me know in the comments down below.